Now for our next topic, if you are doing merchant services, meaning you're taking credit cards from your customers, most of the time it works just fine. But if you give a customer a refund and it's a really large amount of money, there may be some days when the amount you refunded is bigger than the amount of money that you charged for the day. And so instead of receiving money in your checking account that day, you actually had money taken out of your checking that day because the refund was bigger than the total charges for the day. QuickBooks Online does not allow you to make negative deposits. And so when you wind up in this situation, how do you get the daily transactions off of undeposited funds out of the bank deposit window? And so there's a trick to it. There's a way of doing it that can help. So again, the scenario is you ran a large refund that day and the amount of the refund was bigger than the amount of sales that you took in. So the bank took money out of your checking account instead of putting money into your checking account like it normally does. So the way that you do this is in your bank deposit screen, which you get to by going up to the plus sign and then bank deposits. Down at the bottom, you create a extra line down at the bottom where to your checking account for the negative deposit, and whatever the batch was for that day, you take that same batch total and you put it down here at the bottom. And that way the total deposit for the day is 0. But this is going, by putting the name of the checking account right here, it's going to take that total money out of the checking account instead. So let's go ahead and see that in action. So let's say here we are with Dan and we run a refund for him. So in order to do a refund, I'm going to go up to the plus sign and go to Refund Receipt. And I pick who the customer is. So this is Dan Tefford. And he also got some HVAC services from me. But I'm refunding him $1,200 because the initial unit that we put in was faulty and we had to come back and do it again. So we're refunding him his $1,200. Over here on the left-hand side, it asks what your payment method is. And so let's say this was done by the MasterCard. If this was real life, you would also pull up their card details and you can refund their credit card right from inside your QuickBooks. Now let's, in this case, I can't really process the card, but we're going from your MasterCard and the refund is coming from your MasterCard. Is that right? Hang on a second. You're refunding their MasterCard. Oh, and it's coming from your undeposited funds because all of the money goes in and out from undeposited funds. So here's the refund, putting it to undeposited funds. And I'll save and close. And so the refund was issued. Now, when it's time to do my daily deposit and batch my credit cards for the day, I'll go up to the plus sign and down to bank deposit. And I'll see all the charges that came in for the day. And here is his negative one down here. So this was in the batch for today. And the $2 charge went through and the $500 charge went through. But the bank altogether for the day is taking $698 out of my checking account. So the way that I do this is to add funds to this deposit down at the bottom and specify that money is coming out of my checking account. And the amount offsets the same amount from above, $698 out, $698 in. My whole deposit is 0 for the day. Make sure it's going to your checking account and the date right here. But while you would think that this would be the total coming in from the checking account, we're compensating for the fact that we can't make it negative by offsetting it and putting that negative number down here instead. Now, this says that it's a positive, but because we're offsetting the negative, it is going to work. So I will now save and close that. And now if I went and looked at the register, go to accounting and chart of accounts, and we'll look at the checking account. And we will go to today. So I'm going to put a filter on this, and I'm going to filter for this month. Actually, let's do it for the month. I'm typing the letter M, and that takes me back to the beginning of the month. T for today. So this is just going to run charges for the last few days. And now here is the $698 that came out of my checking account because my refund was bigger than my deposits for the day. So that's how to make a negative deposit. Do you have any questions about that?
That was neat.
Isn't that neat? Isn't that a neat trick?
Yeah.
You don't need it very often, but on those days you do, that's just cool right there. Okay.
I hate people refunds.
Yeah, nobody likes
No.
refunds. Nobody
Okay.
likes giving refunds.